All right, we're in a new position because I don't want to wake anybody up. So this is readings from Leaving and Returning by Abe Zucca. Good morning. Let's see what new things arise from these readings this morning. These are titled The Axioms of the Art of Living. On form, sweetness, and the festival of every day. Whoever is alive may be good and wise. The universe is a most holy temple and most worthy of a god. Into it man is introduced through birth as a spectator. Nothing is so fleeting as form, yet never does it quite deny itself. We were made for another office, professors of the joyous science. Does not a good man consider every day a festival? The question of life. Who lives? This is the first and last philosophical question. Who lives? To be alive is not to breathe, but to fashion one's breathing into meaning. Life is the art by which being gives itself a form. The soul is the artisan of its own visibility. We're reading from Leaving and Returning. If you guys are watching right now, you can write a comment besides just saying hi, maybe quote something, or maybe ask something, what is this all about? Anyways, let's continue. The ethical begins where existence is taken up as creation. Every life must become worthy of its own continuance. The Stoic inheritance. The beautiful life is the work of wisdom shaping impulse into form. To live is to sculpt the self in the medium of time. The artist is the form he is producing. Art and life are not two, but one process seen twice. Serenity is not passivity, but proportion. The rhythm of the soul attuned to the world's motion. Happiness is the sweetness of form becoming conscious of itself. The art of living is the practice of perpetual revision. I'm just going through these. These are writings I've done from Leaving and Returning. I'm reading them to you. I'm going to go through this whole book. I believe right now we're on part 17. So I will continue. The paradox of form. Every form deforms itself as it endures. Perfection is the horizon that keeps movement alive. We never inhabit the form we make. We are always departing towards it. To live beautifully is to reform incessantly without despair. The soul's dwelling is always under renovation. Form is fleeting, yet it never ceases to beckon. The ontology of departure. To leave a form is to leave a self. Existence is the art of continual leave-taking. Each ethical question conceals an ontological one. Who am I that I may change? Who am I that I may change? Being is not given, it is practiced. Every transformation is a small resurrection. The only stable self is the one in motion. These are readings from my writings, Leaving and Returning. Just relax and listen to them. If you have any questions or quote me of something you read or anything, ask me anything. I will continue to read live all the books I've written. For right now, it's Leaving and Returning. So let's continue with these axioms, the sweetness of the ordinary. Does not a good man consider every day a festival? The universe is already a temple. Our task is to learn its liturgy. Sweetness is not pleasure, but consent, a harmony between action and world. The perfect day is not extraordinary, but lucid. The perfect day is not extraordinary, but lucid. Joy is the transparency of being in its natural motion. Serenity is a clear day of the soul. The domestic sublime. It is the office of culture to domesticate man in his regal place in nature. The art of living begins with the art of inhabiting. To be domestic is to dwell divinely in the common. A house becomes the cosmos when lived in with reverence. To polish a table is to restore creation's sheen. The sublime is what happens when care becomes cosmic. The joyous science. Joy is the experiment of the spirit discovering its own adequacy. The dullness of this is the soul's refusal to be astonished. Shame at one's false life is that first movement of awakening. The second is the art of self-formation. The third is the return of joy, the delight of form newly made. Joy is the highest intelligence of form, the critique of habit. Habit is the petrification of life into convenience. Customs impose form without artistry, the tyranny of the inheritance. Routine is a ghost that mimics vitality. The dull soul obeys form it did not make. To live artfully is to refuse automation. The only true tradition is continual creation. The democratic art. Whoever is alive may be good and wise. The Stoic sage becomes an Emerson, the common person awake. The capacity for self-craft is universal. Genius is only intensity of use. Every life is a studio, every hour a brushstroke. The beauty of democracy lies in its invitation to artistry. The Republic of Souls is founded on the right to self-perfection. And then we're going to close with these final groups of axioms, the festival of the everyday. To live beautifully is to live as each moment were lit from within. A day rightly lived is a rite of renewal. The art of living turns chronology into celebration. Each morning is a ceremony of beginning again. The good life is not achieved by practice and endless rehearsal for joy. The good life is not achieved but practiced, an endless rehearsal for joy. The good life is not achieved but practiced, an endless rehearsal for joy. Thus, every true philosopher becomes a dancer, every day a festival. Axioms of the Festival Mind. We are reading from Leaving and Returning by Abe Zucca, which is me, Abe Zucca. I'm an artist in downtown Phoenix. I paint, I write, Um, I do these videos. Anyways, axioms of the festival mind on the joyous ontology of celebration, being, and renewal. Does not a good man consider every day a festival? The universe is a most holy temple. Every day is a new day, and every dawn a new birth of reason. The highest condition of art is joy. The gods love festivals, the soul becomes divine by imitation. The ontology of celebration. Being is not static presence, but the rhythm of a continual rejoicing. Existence celebrates itself through motion, growth, and decay. The cosmos is not a structure, but a festival, a self-renewing order of appearance. To exist is to be invited to participate in divine play. Joy is not an emotion, but a mode of ontology. The festival is metaphysics in motion. The festival in the everyday. Every morning is the beginning of the world. Every act rightly performed restores creation to itself. When the day is lived with presence, the ordinary reveals its celestial origin. The dull man lives beside paradise without recognizing it. Celebration is the perception awakened. The festival is not a holiday, it is the holiness of the day itself. The poetics of renewal. Renewal is not repetition, but deepening recurrence. What returns is never what was. Each cycle remakes the world in finer form. The festival teaches that eternity is rhythmic, not linear. To live festively is to die and rise in each moment. The festival mind does not conserve, it regenerates. Every moment's joy is a small resurrection of being. The art of divine mimicry. The gods celebrate, man imitates. To be divine is to rejoice without possession. Celebration is the imitation of the gods without envy. In dance and song, soul becomes coeval with its origin. The highest imitation is not reproduction, but participation. Worship is the art of aligning joy with necessity. The ethics of joy. The festival mind is not idle, it is ethically radiant. Joy is the deepest form of gratitude. Gratitude is the moral form of joy. To celebrate the world is to will its continuance. The joyous are the stewards of life. Pessimism is a failure of imagination, not of truth. Ethics begins where being is affirmed as beautiful. The labor of celebration. Celebration demands craft, attention, cultivation, and rhythm. Joy is not given but made, like music. The hands that sew, the voice that sings, the gesture that thanks, all belongs to the same liturgy. The world is maintained by those who celebrate it. To work is to dance slowly. Every art is an act of thanksgiving. The body of the festival. The body is the altar on which presence is renewed. Movement, touch, and laughter are sacraments of incarnation. The festival redeems the senses from abstraction. To feel holy is to know divinity's bodily expression. The spirit is most itself when it overflows. The body rejoicing is the cosmos remembering itself. The community of light. The festival gathers soul into visible harmony. To celebrate together is to remember that being is shared. The festival is the social body of the oversoul. Each participant is a mirror in the dance of reflections. The true polis is a choreography of joy. Community is the rhythm by which individuality becomes luminous. The infinite noon. In the festival mind there is no night, only the play of lights. The sun never sets on awareness fully awake. Every instant is noon for the soul that celebrates. The divine day has no shadow, only the radiance of participation. When time becomes luminous, eternity is felt. The festival is the hour that abolishes hours. And it leads us to our final group of axioms, the joyous philosophy. I am Abe Zucca. These are my writings. You can check out my art at zuccagallery.com or come into my gallery in downtown Phoenix at 1301 Grand. Let's finish these groups and close out this morning's sermon. The joyous philosophy. The philosopher's highest act is not reasoning, but rejoicing. To think festively is to let thought dance. The true system of the world is a rhythm, not a logic. Wisdom is joy that has learned to articulate itself. To live as thought is to think as life. Philosophy fulfills itself only as celebration. To live as thought is to think as life. I will see you guys later. That is the end. Goodbye.